Warning: this following video is not for men who are already successful with women. It only works for guys who feel invisible to the women they actually want. This video shares the neurological techniques of female attraction that many dating experts will find threatening and uncomfortable because they give average men the ability to create genuine desire in women who previously friend-zoned them. In this video, you're about to hear secrets from evolutionary psychology research on female attraction. I am going to reveal some very uncomfortable and disturbing truths about why women say they want nice guys, but consistently choose men who trigger specific dopamine pathways in their brains. I am absolutely sure you've never heard about these secrets before, and once you understand this, you will be able to use it to transform from the guy women see as a good friend to the man they can't stop thinking about, even if you've been overlooked your entire life. In fact, I'm going to share one of my neurological triggers in just a minute. Have you ever experienced that crushing feeling when a woman you're interested in tells you you're such a great guy, right before telling you she doesn't feel that way about you? I used to be exactly where you are now. I was that guy who did everything right. Good career, good listener, paid for dinners, texted thoughtfully, yet watched women I was interested in consistently choose guys who seemed to offer none. Of these things, you see, I used to be the type of man that most people would think was doing great with women. I had a stable job, my own place, and friends who considered me a catch. But I was still spending Friday nights alone while watching less deserving men succeed where I failed. In fact, the only times I remember getting any interest were when I accidentally triggered something in a woman's mind that I couldn't replicate. Consistently, I was pretty frustrated because I'd see a guy like my buddy Jason, unemployed, living with roommates, terrible communicator, somehow leave the bar with that gorgeous blonde who wouldn't even make eye contact with me. I couldn't understand why women were attracted to him but not to me. Jason was the definition of inconsiderate. And even if I followed all the dating advice and did everything right, women would still choose guys like him over me, time after time. Let me tell you about what happened that made me realize how serious this problem was after another rejection. From Sarah, a woman I'd been building a connection with for months. I found myself sitting in my car outside a bar. I just watched her leave with my coworker, a guy who showed up late to work most days and barely acknowledged her existence. Before tonight, I had spent weeks listening to her problems, making her laugh, and being the perfect gentleman. I'd even helped her study for an important certification exam. And yet, there she was, getting into his car after knowing him for all of 3 hours. I was devastated. I drove home in silence, ignored my phone for days, and seriously questioned if there was something fundamentally broken about me. Why could some guys create instant attraction while I remained perpetually in the friend zone despite doing everything better on paper? I was pretty frustrated, but I knew I had to do something about this situation unless I wanted to spend the rest of my life watching women. I cared about constantly choose men who didn't value them the way I would, so I started researching everything I could find about attraction. I read dating books, tried pickup techniques, and even hired an expensive dating coach. Some of their advice was interesting, but it always felt artificial, like I was trying to be someone I wasn't. I studied these conventional dating solutions for months and tried what they said in bars, at social events, even on dating apps. Although I got minor positive results a couple times, I soon realized that they were all addressing the symptoms rather than the actual neurological cause of attraction. These experts were teaching surface-level techniques without understanding the biological foundations of female desire. They were giving advice based on what women consciously say they want, not what actually triggers attraction in the female brain. I didn't want to become some fake pickup artist, but I just didn't want to give up. I still wanted to know how to make women feel genuine attraction and create that elusive spark everyone talks about, but no one can explain. So what was it that suddenly changed everything for me? After months of frustration, I was suddenly dating multiple attractive women who were actively pursuing me. Women who previously saw me as just a friend were now texting me at 1 a.m. I created genuine desire in women who would have ignored me before. And it was so easy that it felt like I had discovered a different reality. Well, it all started when I stumbled across research about dopamine response patterns in the human brain during attraction. Maybe you've heard that dopamine is the pleasure chemical in our brains. Well, it's actually much more powerful than that. It's the driving force behind addiction, motivation, and desire. This neurochemical literally hacks our decision-making and gains control over our emotional responses. As I researched more about it, I was shocked and sometimes disturbed by what I found. Now, you may think that this isn't a big deal, and it only applies to things like gambling or social media addiction. But dopamine is one of the strongest and most powerful forces in our neurological system, and it can be naturally triggered with specific conversational and behavioral patterns. This is the same reason why women will stay with partners who treat them poorly when everyone tells them to leave. It may seem like they're making bad decisions, but they can't stop feeling drawn to these men because specific dopamine triggers are being activated. And as soon as those neural pathways fire, they respond predictably, not because they want to, but because their brain chemistry virtually demands it. You see, now let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how a woman can spend hours texting a guy who barely responds while ignoring thoughtful messages from men who are clearly better options? Well, this is simply because the inconsistent responder is triggering powerful dopamine spikes through something called variable reward patterns. You see, you cannot logically convince a woman to feel attraction. It just doesn't work like that. You can't negotiate desire through being nice, helpful, or even demonstrating your objective value. But when you tap into these neurological drives, it's almost like you gain a superpower. Look, if you ask women what they want in a partner, they will say kind, attentive, stable, good communicator. But that is their rational brain talking, because I once did all of that and I was still struggling and feeling confused. Getting rejected all the time and never creating that magnetic pull that makes a woman think about you constantly. Because women can say one thing with their conscious mind, but their neurological system responds to entirely different triggers that most men completely miss. When I began to research more about this dopamine system, I really began to understand what the female brain neurologically responds to, and a completely different picture appeared. I knew I was onto something. I read study after study from evolutionary psychology journals to neuroscience research. I went through every scientific paper with a highlighter. I was looking for the specific triggers that cause women to feel uncontrollable attraction. And it was crazy, because whether the research was about romantic attachment or even addiction patterns, the mechanism that made someone completely obsessed was always this dopamine reward system. It seemed like there was a very clear formula, and when it was followed correctly, it made women completely captivated by a specific man. I researched men who naturally succeed with women, and it turned out that they all unknowingly use these same neurological principles. So I went even deeper and mapped the exact patterns, and when I showed this to a neuropsychology researcher colleague, he revealed that this dopamine programming is something that women's brains are hardwired for. Literally, from an evolutionary standpoint, these circuits developed to identify optimal mating partners. After months of researching this psychological phenomenon, I mapped out the pattern on my whiteboard and created a step-by-step system called the Dopamine Key, a simple framework that any man can follow to produce these powerful attraction responses in women. Now, another thing that always frustrated me is how to know when a woman is actually interested versus just being friendly. That whole process always seemed very confusing to me. It felt like if I misread the signals and made a move at the wrong time, it was game over. And I know I'm not the only one who is frustrated with this, but there's just no way around it. I'm sorry to be the one telling you this, but creating attraction isn't about being better on paper. It's about triggering the right neurological pathways that evolution has programmed into the female brain. I'm sure you have felt the same frustration of having a promising connection with a woman randomly go cold after a while. Well, it took me a while to figure this one out, but by applying the Dopamine Key formula, I figured out exactly how to create consistent attraction every step of the way. So I just never made one of these mistakes again. So I worked on this system every day, and after about 2 weeks of implementing these techniques, I started seeing dramatic changes in how women responded to me. Remember Sarah from accounting who chose my coworker over me 3 weeks after I started using the neural reversal effect? She texted me at 1 o'clock in the morning, asking if I was awake. I wasn't even pursuing her anymore. But something had changed in how she perceived me. She ended up canceling plans with another guy to see me that weekend. The mind-blowing thing about this system is that it did all the work for me. For example, I was always confused about when to escalate physically, but I figured out exactly how to identify the precise moment a woman is waiting for you to make a move, and how to tell if she wants you to be more assertive or take things slower. All you need to do is follow my step-by-step formula, and women will respond in ways you never thought possible. Like everything in my system, you are the one in total control. You don't need to be the best-looking guy for women to find you attractive. You don't need to pretend to be someone you're not. And you don't need to master complicated pickup lines. Because this system I discovered works on biological level, and it's much deeper than social conditioning or superficial dating advice. So, it doesn't matter what you look like or how much money you make. Sure, those things can make things a bit easier. But in the end, what works on one woman works on virtually any woman, because we're targeting the fundamental neurological attraction pathways rather than superficial preferences. And it doesn't matter if you're shy, introverted, or have never been successful with women before. Think about this. Women can be initially attracted to a good-looking guy with money, but if he doesn't trigger the dopamine circuits in a woman's mind, she will not be able to develop any feelings of genuine desire towards him. She will just see him as a potentially good option on paper, but will never understand why she doesn't feel that crucial chemistry with him. Sure, it helps if you have all of that, but it's more like a bonus, because the most important thing is that you are able to tap into the circuits that make women feel uncontrollable attraction. So, if you have been feeling confused, frustrated, and even hopeless when it comes to understanding how to make women genuinely desire you, I want you to know that there isn't just hope, but certainty. You can create genuine attraction with women who previously overlooked you. The passionate relationship you never knew how to develop before today is possible. But today, everything changes for you because I am sharing this breakthrough system for the first time. This system gives you the power of choice, and it shows you how you can use it in your own authentic way. No need for memorizing lines or pretending to be someone else. Just a simple, step-by-step system to produce the neurological responses that will make women feel intense attraction and even obsession with you. It's so simple that anyone can apply it. There's just nothing easier or more effective out there. I created this system specifically for men who are like I used to be, confused, nervous, and frustrated at seeing the women they're interested in always choosing someone else. Always seeing other guys who aren't objectively better somehow create attraction effortlessly. If that's you, I can't wait to hear how my system transforms your dating life. I carefully created this step-by-step program called Dopamine Desire to work for any man who applies it correctly. So, if you ever wanted the knowledge and power that makes any woman feel emotionally obsessed with you, then that's exactly what I'm about to teach you. I know you're probably thinking, alright, this sounds intriguing, but how do I get started? Well, Let me introduce you to a program that I've been perfecting for the last few months. I called it the Dopamine Desire program. Why? Because it directly targets the neurological reward pathways that create genuine, uncontrollable attraction in women. The program covers everything. That means this will work whether you're completely inexperienced with women or you've had relationships before but struggle with creating that deep, passionate connection. If you think you're just average, these neurological triggers will transform how women respond to you as soon as you start using them. And this isn't like all the other programs you may have tried before. This isn't a program on memorizing pickup lines or tricks, and that's it. It's a program for men who want to understand and activate the fundamental biological mechanisms that create real desire. And it's the only program that has real science to back it up. But that doesn't mean it's hard to use. Once you decide to start the Dopamine Desire program, the step-by-step system makes implementation straightforward. All you have to do is follow the formula. That means you won't have to spend money on dating coaches who don't understand the neurological foundations of attraction. And you can go from being overlooked to becoming the man women actively pursue quicker and easier than ever before. Now, if you're here right now, that means you saw one of our recent ads online. If so, you're one of the lucky few who I've opened this program up to. You see, this program is brand new, and I'm only opening up some slots to a select group of men who are ready to transform their dating lives. So here are just a few things you'll learn in my Dopamine Desire program. The uncertainty principle that makes women obsessively curious about you by targeting the exact neurological pathways responsible for addiction and desire. Conversation mastery techniques that trigger specific dopamine responses in her brain's reward center, making you literally irresistible to her. The neural reversal effect, the proprietary method that transforms initial interest into intense desire, making her text you at 10 o'clock in the morning and cancel plans with other men. The escalation blueprint that eliminates all guesswork, showing you the exact body signals that indicate when she's expecting you to make a move. The validation reversal protocol that completely flips traditional dating dynamics, making her pursue you rather than the other way around. Now, I could go on for hours about what's covered in the Dopamine Desire program, and I still wouldn't even be scratching the surface. This program is so comprehensive and complete that there literally has been nothing else like it before. And it's been so powerful and effective for the men that used it that I don't even know where to begin. I could go on with countless stories about how my Dopamine Key system has worked for men just like you. But I know you're curious yourself. You're curious if this program will be as effective and easy for you as it was for those men. And I can answer that. Yes, it will without a doubt. Everything from understanding why women have been overlooking you to mastering conversations that create intense attraction to knowing exactly when and how to escalate physically. It's all here. All you have to do is follow the system, and you'll begin to notice how women start to develop feelings of intense attraction for you. How they give you those subtle signals that clearly communicate their interest, and how they stop responding to other men who don't understand these neurological triggers. All the pain that you've felt in the past where women have friend-zoned you or lost interest is all history. No more being the nice guy who finishes last. And no more watching women you're interested in choose men who don't deserve them. And I have to tell you, if you're anything like Jason, a medical researcher who used this system, having that feeling of complete control over your dating life is priceless. So what do you have to do to get these type of results? Pay the $5,000 that I charge for my private coaching, the $1,500 that my clients happily pay for email consultation, or even the $997 my marketing director told me to charge for this program. Absolutely not. Look, this program is brand new, and I want to get as many success stories as I can to show the world how effective Dopamine Key system truly is. And to make this deal even more irresistible, I am going to throw in 2 bonus modules to make it an absolute no-brainer for you. You'll receive bonus number 1, the text decoder. This comprehensive guide reveals the hidden psychology behind her texts, what she's actually saying when she takes hours to respond, and how to craft messages that trigger her dopamine response. One client paid me $500 for a private consultation, just on text messaging strategy. Now you're getting the entire system as a bonus. $197 value. Bonus number 2, Social Proof Accelerator. This step-by-step system teaches you how to create powerful social proof, the single most effective trigger for female attraction. Even if you're starting from zero, this system alone has transformed the dating lives of men who thought they were invisible to attractive women. $147 value. You get all of these bonuses only for joining this program today. If you were to buy all of these programs individually, you'd be paying well over $1,200. But listen up. Normally, the price of my program goes for $997. And at that price, I have men begging to get access. But again, today I'm running a special promotion to ensure that you leave with the most powerful attraction system that has ever existed. Today, you're not going to pay $997. You're not even going to pay $497. If you register today, you get everything you see here for just one single payment of $47. That's right. You get over $1,200 worth of neurological attraction tools for only the price of a dinner date that might go nowhere. But unlike that dinner, what you get here will change your dating life forever. No extra costs, no hidden fees, and no subscriptions. Only a one-time payment for $47, and that's it. But I have to really warn you about this, because once this special launch promotion is over, 2 things are going to happen. First, the price is going to go back up to $997. And again, even at that price, it's worth every penny. And second, I'll be removing all the free bonuses that you're getting, which I'll continue to sell separately, so I cannot stress how good this value is. And another thing, once we get enough men to fill out the first 100 spots, we're going to close this promotion. This may happen tomorrow, or it may happen a week from now. I have no idea. So if you're even a little bit interested, you have to register today, because if you come back tomorrow and you see the regular $997 price, don't email me asking for the discount. You won't get it. So today only, you can get my full program and all of these bonuses I told you about for only $47. And to remove any more doubts you may have, I am willing to give you the entire system risk-free. Here is how it works. Join my program right now and over the next 7 days. If you notice that this system is not working for you, if women don't begin showing clear signs of interest, and you're not creating genuine attraction with women that you're actually interested in, I'll give you a 100% refund. All you need to do is get through the program and apply what we teach you inside. You're not only getting access to this system for a stupidly low price, but if you don't get any results from it, all you have to do is send me an email and get every single penny back. All the risk is on me, so please click the Order Now button below this video before this offer ends. Now, you have 2 options right now. Option 1, you leave this page and you think about it. You'll continue struggling with creating attraction. Maybe you'll get lucky every now and then with a woman showing interest, but you'll never feel 100% in control of your dating life. Women will continue to see you as the nice guy while choosing men who trigger their neurological attraction pathways. And you'll continue down the exact same path of confusion and disappointment. Or you can pick option 2. You can scroll down and click the Order Now button. You'll immediately enroll in the most powerful neurological attraction program ever created. Women will start showing you signals of interest. You will know when they're subconsciously attracted to you, and recognize the subtle signs that most men miss completely. And you will know exactly when a woman is ready for you to make your move. Imagine meeting an attractive woman at a social event and confidently applying the uncertainty principle from Module 1. You notice her pupils dilate as you speak. She leans in closer, and later that night, your phone lights up with a message from her. Even though you never asked for her number, she got it from a mutual friend because she couldn't stop thinking about you. And once you begin to understand these hidden neurological triggers and how to use them in your favor, you will notice how women start competing for your attention. And it will only be a matter of time before you meet that really amazing woman that you want to build a life with. The one person who sees your true value and is drawn to you on a deep biological level. And even if this course doesn't work for you, but I know it will, you can email me for a 100% refund. And this isn't a system that you'll be studying for days and weeks. It's so simple that it will work rapidly and effectively for anyone who decides to apply it. Most of the men I've talked to have gone through the system only once, and they experience results that last a lifetime. And if you leave this page, you risk experiencing the worst kind of regret. You'll constantly be asking yourself, what if? What if you could understand exactly what creates attraction in the female brain? What if you could transform from the guy women see as a friend to the man they can't stop thinking about? What if you could have the kind of passionate relationship you've always wanted but never knew how to create? I really don't want this to happen to you, and it simply doesn't have to be this way. All you have to do to get started is click the order now button below, and you can stop wondering why women choose other men and finally understand the neurological keys to becoming her obsession. Imagine how amazingly powerful you'll feel once this begins working for you. Remember, you have a full 7 days to try this program without any risk. Literally, all the risk is on me. And if this doesn't work for you, all it takes is one email and you get all of your money back. The Dopamine Key system has transformed the dating lives of men just like you, and now it's your turn. Don't miss this opportunity to finally understand the neurological foundations of female attraction and create the dating life you deserve. So do not let this chance go to waste. Once your payment is processed, you will automatically receive a link in your email with instructions to start watching the materials. All of the contents on the program are fully digital, so you can watch it anywhere at any time, as long as you have a computer or a smartphone. We have a lot of content that you can watch from the comfort of your home, and you can start applying it as soon as you're done watching. No need to wait for any box in the mail to arrive or go anywhere. You can literally start learning all my secrets as soon as your payment is completed. So just click the button below this video, and I will see you inside the program.